Hey guys, it's Mizuki Arts. Welcome back to my channel. At last, I have another new video for you guys. Today we're going to be redrawing the classic Disney film Snow White to be more accurate to the Grimm's fairy tale version because they cut a lot out, perhaps for time's sake or perhaps because they didn't want to traumatize little children with multiple attempted murders. So let's just get right into it. First thing I want to say is that in the making of this video, I'm not saying that I'm like better than Disney or that I could do it better than Disney, because obviously I'm not an animator or a filmmaker. I'm literally just someone out in her garage who thought, hey, this sounds like fun, and decided to do it. And I definitely don't have the limitations that concept artists for animation would have, especially 2D animation, just because obviously you have to limit details, especially for items in an animation that would be moving around a lot, like a actual character. With that note, I started doing an actual physical painting for this. Most of it will be done in digital art, but I wanted to do a little bit of a concept painting just to get kind of the vibe of the original fairy tale. The original Grimm's fairy tale is a lot darker, a lot more gritty than the movie. And of course this is like normal just because when you're working with visuals, you have to be a little more careful for children, and fairy tales aren't necessarily meant to be gritty just because life is gritty, and sometimes that comes out in stories, I think. And obviously in Snow White's case, as far as she knows, that apple granted her her greatest wish. You know, at the end of the story, like, she probably didn't even realize it was the stepmother. Like, it's not even, like, implied. But when she just wakes up, like, all her problems are gone, you know? Like, there's no one trying to kill her, and she's getting married to someone she likes. But anyway, there are actually multiple other attempts that the evil queen tries to take Snow White out with. Of course, there's the huntsman, which was included in the classic film, but the whole reason she sent the huntsman after Snow White was to bring her heart back to her so that she could eat it. In the film, the evil queen does get a pig's heart from the huntsman as a fake, because obviously the huntsman didn't kill Snow White. That would just end the film. But one of the things that they left out of the film about that whole bring me back the heart of Snow White thing that the evil queen pulled was that she wanted to eat it. And in the Grimm's fairy tale, when she thinks the huntsman has killed Snow White and brought back the heart, she eats the pig's heart that the huntsman had brought back for her, thinking it was Snow White's, and just overall just being very, very much of kind of a bad winner, you know? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. And of course, when the queen found out that Snow White wasn't dead, as I had mentioned, she attempted to kill her 2 more times before the whole poison apple thing. One of those attempts included dressing up as a seamstress and tying a corset way too tight around her and kind of like suffocating her, but somehow Snow White survives. And the other attempt was with a poison comb that she just kind of like stabs into her scalp or something. That's like really gross sounding, but it's how it goes. Since these kind of disguises were left out, since Disney couldn't include these attempts for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't really want to research why it was left out. It was probably for the I guess just protecting kids from that kind of imagery. I think it'd be a much more dramatic film, obviously. But I just wanted to kind of include her looking more and more evil each time she comes to Snow White. I'm not sure why Snow White keeps trusting strangers. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a moral lesson to that, because in the end, I mean, she gets everything she wants, because as far as she knows, the wishing apple that the evil queen gives her like works in the end, you know? For the peddler's appearance especially, I tried to go all out since of course she's not going to be animated, but if she were animated with all of her details, I think it would be incredible just to show like all of the intricacies of the disguises, because I think after everything Snow White had been through in this story, it would make sense for the evil queen to have to like really go all out to be convincing and to make it look like, oh, like I'm actually who I say I am, you know, like I'm completely, this is an intricate life that is led by an honest person, you know, and a peddler is going to have, if they're a real peddler, things from all over the land, all different kind of interests, you know, all different kinds of selling points, and I just think that made a lot of sense. And for Snow White's kind of design, I tried to make it look like she had been, you know, working with the dwarves, like she was taking care of their home while they were out working, and maybe she had tried to change her outfit a little bit just so that it looked more like she'd been in hiding, like she was really trying not to be found again. This is, again, one of those freedoms that a filmmaking kind of concept artist would not have, because changing your iconic, marketable character tons and tons of times throughout a film would really not make a lot of sense. Obviously, then she would be a lot less recognizable, and it would be kind of hard to decide which version of her to put on the covers of like the, I guess, posters or whatever, or the DVD cases much later on. So I just tried to make it look like this wasn't specifically for like a Disney film. This was just how I envision the story happening. I guess almost like if a Disney film in that beautiful old animation style had the freedom to go all out and be intricate and have the full story. But of course I do love the original Disney film. I think it's wonderful. It was just a masterpiece, frankly. It's iconic for a reason. And I can't really blame Disney for leaving parts out, not just to protect children from, like, you know, actually visualizing, like, murder, but also because even in my version where I have complete freedom, I forgot some details about, like, the apple and stuff. In the Grimm's fairy tale, the evil queen, in disguise of course, actually dyes only half of the apple in like poison, and that half is red, while the other half is white, and that's kind of how she earns Snow White's trust, by eating the white half and giving her the red. At that point I kind of can't blame Snow White for trusting this old pitiful like farmer's wife that comes to her door and offers her fruit, just because obviously she kind of showed almost that she could be trusted in a way, even though she obviously couldn't. It was just, I can't help but pity Snow White for going through all that, and in the end I'm glad she got a happy ending in both the film and the fairy tale. I hope you guys enjoyed my take on this classic fairy tale film and just wonderful character. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Before I go, I want to thank some people that supported me on my Ko-fi page. There's a link down below if you want to join us. We have a lot of fun over there. But before I go, I want to thank Spooktress Heart Art, Lily Choi, and J Brand Stater. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day. Bye!